All right, y'all, what is going on? Happy Monday to everyone. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. A new week is upon us, new challenges, new opportunities. And I had the chance to take a long car ride this weekend, so I sat down and really thought about what I wanted to present to you guys in regards to these perspectives and angles and everything like that in the coming 3, 4, 5 days. And I think I put together some pretty cool stuff, some really good perspectives that I think are going to gravitate towards you guys in some sort of way. And I hope that I can articulate these ideas in a way that will do just that. So I want to start out this Monday with the bang and talk about something that means a lot to me and that I feel very strongly about. And I'll kind of explain why I feel so strongly about it. And that topic of conversation today is this. For me personally, and everything that I've really done throughout my life, I'm going to call it from high school and on, I've been a loser in every single one of those realms. A loser, a quote-unquote loser. I have lost in all of those different realms. And you might be sitting back thinking, that doesn't make much sense. I know you. I know, kind of what you've done, this, that, or the other, and you're most certainly not a loser. And number one, I guess I would say thank you to that. But two, that's the reality of the situation. And what I mean by that is this, and I'm going to give a few examples to kind of illustrate this idea. And the first is this. I think back to my time in high school and winning, quote unquote, winning a state championship personally. Did our team win a state championship? Yes, they did. But was I the best player on that team? No, sir, not by a long shot. And was I actually out there on the field winning that state championship? No, sir, I was not. I was hurt, wasn't able to play. And to couple that, I wasn't the best on my team. And again, not by a long shot. Okay, so did I, quote unquote, win that state championship by being a part of that team? Yes. Yes, I was. But again, I didn't necessarily win that for the team, or was I the best on the team in that situation? So that's one example. Kind of moving on to a second one. During my time at Michigan State, was I a part of the team? Was I on a team that won a Big Ten championship, that won the Rose Bowl, that won the Cotton Bowl? Was I a part of those teams? Yes, I was. But was I out there winning those games for my team? No, I wasn't. Was I one of the best players on that team? No, I wasn't. I was not at all. And again, that's kind of a second example of what I'm trying to illustrate. And again, you might be sitting back saying, well, that doesn't make much sense. You were on the team. You did win that stuff. You did contribute. And you are absolutely right. And that's my exact point that I'm trying to make. And the point is this. If I would have gone to maybe a high school that was maybe an average football team, okay, could I have been the star player there, maybe won a few games, and quote unquote been the best player on that team? Yes. It's certainly a possibility. I believe in my skill sets and my abilities that I could have done that. All good. But let's just lay it out like this. Maybe that was the C or D level of high school sports. And if I was the best at that level, I would have been the best quite literally at that level. But what about everybody else that was playing above? Big boy ball, doing all that. I was the best at that level, but when it comes to the grand scheme of things, I would have been 100, 200, 300th on that list, if you will, right? But if I was the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th best player on the best team in the state, right? I'm not the best player on that team. I wasn't out there winning those games, but in comparison to everybody else, my skill sets are that much more elevated. My mentality is that much more elevated because I had to compete that much more every single day for playing time and to do all these different things. So once I get out of that situation, is that carryover going to be that much better into whatever else I want to do? You're damn right it is. You're damn right it is. And the same goes for Michigan State. Could I have played at maybe a smaller D1 school or D2 or D? Yes, I very well could have, I think. And could I have done very well for myself? Yes. Could I have been the best player? Maybe. I don't know. But maybe. But I didn't want to do that because my idea was I want to compete against the best, and will I ever achieve being a starter on that team or earning a scholarship on that team or catching the game-winning touchdown pass on that team? Is that a possibility? Yeah, I really did think I could have done that. But at the end of the day, I didn't because I wasn't good enough. But maybe being the 30th, 40th best player on one of the top 5 teams in the country versus being the quote-unquote best player at a C or D level, I'm going to take the Michigan State route every single time because, again, the things that I was learning in those situations, having to compete every single day. And maybe my threshold of, let's just call it 100% potential, was being pushed that much more. So I got to 85% of my max potential because I was being pushed so much in those different situations. Whereas if I would have settled for the C or D level and reached my quote-unquote potential there by being the best team, winning an MVP, doing these different things, whatever, maybe I reached my potential there, but in terms of my personal potential overall, maybe I only would have achieved 50, 60, 70% of that there. So again, I've been losing in all these different situations since, again, high school, I would argue. But as a result of losing and putting myself in situations where I had to be challenged and work as hard as I possibly could and get punched in the mouth every single day and persevere through those times, now I'm so much better off than I would have been in those different situations. Because could I have maybe figured it out along the way? And yeah, for sure. But the reality is that just wasn't the case for me. And I would argue that's a lot of the cases for a lot of different people out there. So I think changing the perspective a little bit for yourself to empower yourself a little bit more is key. And secondly, to put yourself in those situations to go up against the best every single day. Maybe you never get there. Maybe you just never do. And I haven't yet in any capacity that I've embarked on. But you know what? That's okay with me because I'm going up against the best every single day. And I truly believe if I keep working and find the right niche and doing all these different things, that I'm going to get there. And I firmly believe that is the case for everybody else out there as well. Put yourself in challenging situations. You have to do it. That's the whole point of life. Life is a challenge. It's hard to maintain the proper perspectives, positivity, to work hard, do these different things. But that's the point. But if you practice those things every single day against the best, whether it's when you work out, or at your job, or with your family, or in your faith, if you keep doing these things day after day after day, the bricks are being laid, the foundation is being laid, so one day you will be ready to become the best. And again, I think you kind of have to identify what being the best looks like for you, and we all have different definitions of that, but my point is you will have the foundation to allow for that if you so choose. But you have to challenge yourself. You have to lose day after day after day. You have to get punched in the mouth. That is called life. That is called life. And it's all good. Because I think back to Michigan State, I was practicing against 2 first-round cornerbacks every single day. All Big Ten safeties. Like, where else are you going to get that? You're not going to get that anywhere else, damn near in any single school across the entire country. But as a result of that, going up against that in practice 3, 4, 5 times a week, times that by 4 throughout an entire year. I mean, come on now. That's the game to me. That's the game. So if we can put ourselves in those situations, then I think we're going to be okay. And not just okay, but more than okay. And we're going to persevere and find ourselves in a really good spot. So happy Monday to everybody. That's my Monday perspective for us, is to challenge ourselves and put ourselves in situations to lose and lose often, because that's always going to pay off in the back end in more ways than I really think we realize sometimes. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Hope that makes sense for you. I hope that gravitates towards you in some type of way. And if it doesn't, hit me up. I'd love to explain it further. If it does, like this thing, dislike this thing, comment on it. Just let me know, because that's the whole point of this thing, the dialogue and conversation, and we'll keep this thing rocking. Okay, so we'll see you guys back here tomorrow on Tuesday. Be safe out there. Trust in the Lord. He's got us sometimes in ways that we don't really realize, just like this other stuff I talked about. But let's keep it rocking, and have a fantastic day, y'all. God bless you guys. Coach Coop.